So I really truly believe if you are resourceful and you can look for solutions and teach yourself new skills every day, you become a resourceful person. You can survive in the real world. If you were put on an island like Tom Hanks in Castaway, right? You can make it. There are some people who wouldn't survive, and there's some people who will build a hut, and they'll build this, and they'll build a little. They will survive. And I'll give you a little story on one of my adventures years ago. I went to South America, and I went to Machu Picchu up in Peru. Travel at the top of the mountain, and we talked about the indigenous people that live there. Amazing, the Incas. They built an entire city on the top of the mountain. They had irrigation systems. They had everything. They grew crop. This is above the clouds. And I went there, and it's amazing. And these people taught themselves stuff. They were resourceful. So to go back to your point about being resourceful, you can thrive if you have resourceful in your kit. So I encourage everyone to really, if you're not that type of person now, become a resourceful person. It'll just help you in every area of your life.
But yeah, exactly. And one of the types of courage we talk about is that intellectual courage, right?
Yeah.
Set aside your long-held beliefs, set aside the knowledge you have, make room for new knowledge, because there's always things to learn. I love learning. I love reading different books. I love, going exploring, traveling, because you learn so much about different people and cultures, and that stuff is useful.
100%. And, when we look at all the stuff where we are in, say, technology wise, 20 years ago, we didn't have cell phones, right? Yeah. We didn't have, 50 years ago, or 60 years ago, it was impossible to even dream of landing on the moon or another planet. Now we got ships that are finding their way to Mars. Yeah. It's just, but at some point someone would have said, "Oh, you're crazy. This can never be done." But then there's another type of person that says, "I'm going to try and figure this thing out." Sure. Or I'll dedicate my life to figuring this out. Thomas Edison invented the light bulb. He failed almost 10,000 times, right? We all know this story. How many people would have said, "Nah, candles are the way to go." Like, you're crazy. Like, what's this electricity thing, right? So there you go.
Exactly. No, that's what I say. You've got to. I love resourceful because, especially, and I love to read. If you read a lot, if you experience a lot, if you travel a lot, you'll see things. And you keep that in the back of your mind. And when something happens, you go, "You know what? I think I can help." That's why your background makes you so valuable, I think, as a consultant and coach to these people, because you have such a breadth of knowledge to draw from,